Hey guys, Matthew here. In this video I want to talk to you about the humble number slider. It's a really useful way to get number information into Grasshopper, and you use them a lot, like a lot. Like it's probably, outside of geometry from Rhino, it's one of the most common ways of inputting parametric difference into your models. So this isn't going to be another 30-minute long video like the last one, luckily. But here we go. So here's a panel. Sorry, here's a number slider. It's called slider. That's its name. And it's got a series of properties that I can begin to play with. Now, you'll notice that it doesn't look like the other types of components we've been looking at, right? So there's a point component and there's a deconstruct point component. It's got a number on it. It's got 0.250 and it's got a little white dot in the middle. Now, if I click and hold onto that white dot, I can move that value up and down fairly easily. So let's say, for example, I want to create a visual way to make that work out. So I'm going to take our polyline we made, polyline, and I'm going to get rid of the point component, and I'm going to get a curve component, wherever a curve component is. There it is. I'm going to right click and I'm going to set one curve. So now that curve is set in Grasshopper. So if I click on it, it becomes green. All is well and good. Now I'm going to delete this construct point, and I'm going to want to extrude this curve like we did last time. So under curve, surface, I'm going to go freeform and I'm going to choose extrude. As we did before, the base is a profile curve or surface. We've got a curve, so we're fine. And then D is a direction. If I plug that in, it's going to go red because it's being given a number, and what it's asking for is a vector, a direction. So we need to put that into, so it could be 0.279 in the X, in the Y, in the Z, some mixture of any of those. So we're going to go to vector, and we're going to make a Z vector. And F is factor, and it's asking for a number, and that's what we've got, and it's outputting a vector. That's what we've got there. I will make a math video about vectors eventually. They are quite a lengthy topic, so I would not expect that to be in the first math video to come out. I think there's probably one more pressing issue than a video on vectors. So there we go. I've done my OCD part and it's all lined up nicely, and you'll notice that it's being extruded to 279 units, and if I move this slider, it changes the amounts being extruded from 0 and an error because you can't have an extrusion of 0 to a total of 1. Pretty obvious, right? You'll also notice its name has changed from slider to factor. It's inherited its name from the unit C component. But we can also change its name by typing it in here. Then when you right click, you can name it whatever you want. So I've called it my slider. You can change its slider type and edit snap. There's a whole series of options here. Get it to snap to particular values. So say I only want it to snap to 0 and 1. I could say 0, 0.5 and 1. I can type that in and it'll not do that. I've never actually ever used those components, so they're actually kind of quite fascinating to me. Nevertheless, I've never used it and I've never seen anyone use it. But you'll notice that I've accidentally, because this is my default, is to double click onto the component. And you'll see that you get this new dialog box up. And this is where the magic happens. This is it. We can change the way that the slider looks, that we just get the shape of what's going on. That we can get the text of what's going on. And the last one is just a box and text. Like, these are just ways that the slider can look. I've never actually changed it off shape and text in my life. You can give it an expression, but let's not worry about that. What I want to show you how to do is to change R, and I've never used E and O, but you'll notice that when I have R selected, which stands for floating point number, and R is a mathematical symbol referring to the reals, and that is a math video I will make very shortly. We have N, which is referencing the integer numbers, which is not a great symbol to choose. That should be a Z if we were going to be purist. And then you can choose even and odd numbers. So you'll notice that we have these digits here. It's set to 3. And you'll notice that in the slider it goes 0.757. It's got 3 digits after the 0. If I change that to 4, you notice now that there's 4 digits after everything. And if I press OK, I have an extra digit of accuracy in my program. And I can go all the way up to 6 digits. Or I can go all the way to 0. But by going to 0 digits, what I've actually done is I've just asked it to slide over integers. So if I click on N, and this gets greyed out, you'll notice that the min, the max, and the range are all the same as are with the 0 digits. See? The exact same thing. So when I choose N, and I click OK, you'll notice now that it only goes from 0 to 1. So I might need some more numbers, and to do that, I'm going to change max to 100. That's probably a bit too high, hey? I'm just going to change it to 10. And you'll notice that now it goes up increments of 1 all the way to 10. Pretty cool, huh? And if I wanted to go in the other direction, I can just change the min to be minus 10. And I can very easily move this slider to be negative or positive. But say I've gotten kind of... Let's change it back to real numbers. Let's change it back to default. And let's say, for some reason, I'm happy with this number, right? Let's change it to 6. I'm happy with this number, right? 3.818519. It's kind of close to where I want to be, but it's way too specific. Like, no one's ever going to build that. And I want the number to maybe actually be 3.8. So I can actually double click on this and type in 3.8, which in this case just requires me deleting the following digits and then just pressing tick, and it will lock that to be 3.8 units for me. It's pretty exciting. The next thing we can do is we can actually just set the value we want in the edit option. So say I want that number to be negative, I can put a negative symbol in there and press yes, and then go OK, and now it's negative. It's fairly self-explanatory, but we use them all the time. Like a general form of laying out a Grasshopper code is that you would have your inputs all on one side, then the code does some stuff, and then it has like a single component at the end, which is the answer, which we kind of have here. We've got the answer and we've got these 2 inputs. But say you might have a bunch of them, like so many of them. And all of these things kind of relate to each other and kind of make a tangled mess. But you might have a bunch of number sliders that you might be playing with over the course of a project that all might do variously different things. But that's how that works, and I hope that is particularly useful for you. That's all well and good. All right, I'll see you in the next video.